From the mind of Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov.
So this happened, and while I'll talk about this microphone in a future episode, I wanted you to hear it. And I also wanted to get something off my chest, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to do both. So there are a few things I'd like to see from Universal Audio this year. And I don't know if this is too much to ask, but I'm going to ask anyway. All right, number one, native and UAD DSP-enabled plugins running together in console for tracking. Now, I know that you can use DSP-enabled plugins and native plugins together for mixing in Luna, but I think that native plugins on their own can be harnessed to use within console, so that this way I don't have to use Apple Mainstage if I ever want to use my AMIC 909 from Plugin Alliance. All right, number two, assignable unison slot, right? Okay, now what if, right? What if I'm actually going into my Apollo using a external preamp, like external hardware preamp, right? And I want to go into my Apollo line in, not mic in, but line in from the back of a preamp. And then like go through like let's say some kind of stack, like, I want to go through an 1176, or maybe I want to go through DSR 1176, do a little bit of processing, right, out of the preamp, but then finish it into a console, right? So the SSL would be the last, or the Neve 88RS, but something that approximates a console would be the last stop in line, right? So of those four slots, wouldn't it be great if I could assign the Unison slot to the bottom slot? And that way I could take advantage of what Unison does in terms of coloration and EQ, and it won't do the impedance matching that you get with plugging a microphone into it and enabling the Unison preamp. So you may or may not be able to fix that, but I would love to see Unison assignable to a different slot. It would just make it a little bit more interesting, right? How hard could it be? I don't know. All right, so number three, more updated Sphere mic models. I think that we have seen with the Sphere that the new mic models are astoundingly good. And I think that, again, that bodes well for the future of mic modeling on the Sphere ecosystem. So I'd like to see more. I don't know, Manly reference. How about some really obscure Neumann mics, right? How about a UM57, right? How about some Gefell mics? I would like to see, I want every microphone modeled on the Sphere. And I'm hoping that comes to fruition. Or at least more collections of great vintage microphones like Putnam and Ocean Way. There have to be other people, like Sylvia Massey has one of the most amazing microphone collections there is. Right? So you could make Sylvia Massey Volume 1, 2, 3, Volume 20. So I would love to see that. All right, what else? Oh yeah, MIDI control and a MIDI control surface. Now, I'm using UA MIDI control and it works great, but I wake up every day hoping that somehow Universal Audio hasn't figured out how to cut off UA MIDI control from working. So I would love to see a natively integrated MIDI control system in there. And it would be great also if they were able to work in a MIDI control surface, right? So that it's all blended together in one happy family. I would love that. All right, what else? Oh yeah, so an easy content creator DAW, right? With Luna-like capabilities, but all it is one or two tracks. Like basically like Twisted Wave, or what's the other one? I can't even remember the other one. But something really simple that, I don't use Pro Tools. It's too much. You don't need it. I use Twisted Wave. I record one track at a time. And the problem I like Luna a lot, but the problem is when you drill down to make single track edits, right? It's not as friction free as it is on Twisted Wave. So I just use Twisted Wave, but it would be great to have something where I didn't have to run console, right? So it has, like Luna, the console built in to the DAW, And all I have to do is just set my settings and then hit record, and then I record one track, and then I can easily cut and paste and edit and, do all the things that I do in Twisted Wave. That would be amazing. Right? So just something, and it would be great for like if you're podcasting too. If you just need one track or two tracks, or if you need to take the thing out and interview somebody. I don't know. I think it would be great to have a limited capability DAW like Twisted Wave, but with Luna capabilities in it. And then finally, if in the grand scheme of things that there's no update to console that can harness the utility of native plugins, no hybrid version of console, I would like to see the ability to use satellites for tracking, because I just found out that you can't use a UA satellite for tracking. It's only for mixing. And so for those of us who sometimes run into DSP allocation issues with our big VO stacks and all that, a satellite would fix that. But I truly think that the satellite is going to be a thing of the past, because I think that you'll be able to use more native plugins and native software. So, the ability to harness the power of your massively powerful computer will be embraced by Universal Audio. So yeah, those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I would love to see from Universal Audio this year. What do you want to see from UA? Let me know in the comments. All right, until next time, this is Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov, fading to black.